Welcome to question 47 of General Math, Test 3, 2019-2020. 47 is asking for the domain of the graph. It gives us the graph. So the domain is all the x values, all the possible x values of a function, or like a graph. So in this graph, what are all the possible x values? Well, you start at -3 and you end at +2. Those are all the possible, anything in between that domain is going to be your x values. Now, one special thing that you see in this graph is you see like a white circle. So it is symbolizing an empty space there. So at the point -3, nothing exists. It's just saying from it's like an open circle, which means that at -3, this graph doesn't exist, but anything be like greater than -3 that exists, and that's what it's trying to symbolize. And then the same over here. So at the point x equals 2, there is no y coordinate, it doesn't exist. But like at 1.999, an x coordinate a y coordinate exists. And so how do you symbolize that? Well, if something is like greater than -3, right, then that symbolizes everything over here. So the x value has to be, I drew that wrong. The x value has to be greater than -3. Over here, the x value has to be less than 2. And so if you kind of combine those, you have -3 is less than x, which is less than 2. And this is how you write the domain of a graph. And that matches answer choice E. Now, say these circles were filled in. This is not what the question is asking, but let's just say they were filled in. Then you would use the less than or equal to operators, because at the point -3, at the x value of -3, the y value is going to be 3, and at the x value of 2, the y value is going to be 3. So that point does exist when you fill in the circle, and then if the graph was filled in, then the domain would be -3 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 2, and that would be answer choice D. But because it's not filled in and it's empty, you have to go with answer choice E, and so 47 is E.